Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Sebastian Ryder, and you tapped into another episode of Cut Different TV. And we got a very special guest in the building today from Connecticut. Something about Connecticut and Cut Different, it just goes together. It's like peanut butter jelly. It's like peas and carrots. I don't really fuck with peas and carrots, but something about it. Anyways, we're gonna get into that. Click that big red button that says subscribe under whatever screen you watching this on, and hopefully it's a TV screen. Y'all know how it goes. Dizzy Taylor in the building, man. What's happening with you?
Yo, what up? I'm happy to be here type shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. And so you here with the gang. Y'all came from CT. Tell us, what's that drive like from, people don't really know where Connecticut is, you know what I'm saying? So tell them a little bit about that.
It's about 2 hours out. Usually the drive is kind of ass, like once you get to, like, the border of New York. But if it depends on the time of day that you're driving too. So we drove in the morning. And that shit was kind of light until probably a little bit before we got into New York. And that shit was just like about like a 10-minute like traffic delay. But even then it wasn't too bad. It wasn't as bad as it is like if I had drove here at like 5 p.m. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel that. And I mean, based on what you're trying to do as an artist and develop your sound and develop your audience outside of the state, that's something that you got to get used to. And something that a lot of artists that are coming from, the Northeast, like Rhode Island, Connecticut, Delaware, like a lot of that, even Jersey. I mean, you got to be able to put feet on the pedals and get out of town.
Oh, yeah.
So how much are you on the road?
A decent amount, I'm always driving in another state. I'm in New York. I be in New Jersey. We'll be driving to Rhode Island. Around Connecticut too, like Connecticut is small, but there are some certain spots that, like New Haven, for example, is like 45 minutes out from where I'm at. So yeah, and Springfield too. That's another 45 minutes away from where I'm at too. So I feel like I'm always on the road.
Yeah, and so developing your sound, obviously coming up in CT, right? Like there's been a lot of conversation in the Northeast about like Connecticut and identity, right, from a musical standpoint.
Yeah.
But one big thing that you're focused on is developing your fan base outside of Connecticut. Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about that. Like, what do you feel like you're doing differently from all the other artists that are coming from small states?
Compared to other artists, I'm physically going to these other states and I'm physically making a name for myself, making music videos there, performing over there, networking with the other artists, engineers, producers. Like, I was just in Florida probably, like, a month ago. I just made videos over there, and I actually performed over there, too. I'm set to make another video there, and I'm supposed to have another performance in April. I be in Rhode Island. Like I said, I performed in Rhode Island probably, like, last year. And then I'm in New York a lot, too. Yeah.
Fire. That's what's up, bro. So you've been in music now for a decade, so congratulations. And today is his birthday. So not the day that we're uploading, but the day of shooting and recording. You want to tell him your age?
21.
21.
Big 21, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? So, one, we appreciate you joining us on the birthday. You feel me? You starting it off right with some work.
Yes, sir.
But you always working, and it's been that way for 10 years now.
Yeah.
So walk me through that journey throughout the past decade. Like, what have you learned? Like, what have been some real good highlights of your career so far?
Well, to be honest, like, starting off my career, I was always, like, I wasn't, like, Mr. No Days Off like how I am now. I'm, like, it was, like, iffy. I would do it for a little bit, and then, like, I would stop. And I would say it was like that for a good half of my, like, career. Until I turned about, like, 18. So I would say not even half, a majority of my career. So I turned about 18. Then my boy Sean, he, like, kind of was like, bro, you got to, like, lock in. Because I dropped this song called Do Not Disturb. I started getting some traction, like, in my high school. So he was like, bro, you got to lock in. So I started taking it serious. And then I started to, like, develop my sound, like the sound that I have now. And I just been, like, just dropping consistently. I've been focusing on dropping more music videos. I just, in general, just locked in. Like,
That's beautiful.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And so I don't want to fast forward all the way up into 2024, But, you know, obviously you talk about opening up for 4-1, which is a huge group out of New York. You talk about, you know, rocking with Jay Critch and driving to Rhode Island and making that happen. Walk me through some of those experiences. Like, what was it like, you know, and still being an up-and-coming artist to meet some of these artists and share the stage with, you know, these artists that we're hearing on mainstream media?
So I'll start off with Jay Critch first, just because that was the earliest one. It was like August, probably a little bit before that, July, and I got like a DM from a DJ out in Rhode Island, and he hit me and was like, "Yo, like, do you want to perform, like, open up for Jay Critch? Like, I see your music, I fuck with your music, this, that, and the third." And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds dope. I would love to do that." And it was at Mango's in Rhode Island. I drove out there, me and my team, my boys, and I opened up, and the crowd was very different from what I was just like used to. I think this was my second performance ever, and they just showed it like hella love. Like, that shit was crazy. I felt like, you know, like, it felt like dreams turning into reality type shit.
Yeah.
And I performed. They fucked with me, and after I got off stage, the DJ was telling me that Jay Critch is in the building, and he was like, "I want you to meet like Jay Critch." So I went down, and they had like a secret spot. Went down, and he was there, dapped him up. I wanted to bring my brother with me. They wouldn't let me bring my brother, even though like he's a huge like Jay Critch fan. So I went on FaceTime. I met Jay Critch and was like, "Yo, like, my brother wants to meet you, but they said that he can't come down here. Like, it's straight if I give you my phone." So he took my phone, and my brother's like, "Yo, Jay Critch, what the fuck?" Like, that shit was funny as fuck.
Yeah. Word.
Yeah.
That's lit. That's lit. And so what was the, like, I've talked to a few artists that have opened for, you know, other artists or whatever the situation is. Yeah. And a big part of it is kind of trying to get their early audience engaged and get the energy in the room before the main artist comes on. How do you feel like your music in that setting, like, what was the crowd reaction? Like, walk me through a performance from Dizzy Taylor.
So I got on stage, and I was the biggest thing to me is before the music starts, some way, somehow grabbing the audience's attention. So I went up there, I was like, "Yer," and everybody was like, "Yer," and I'm like, that shit was kind of lame. Like, let's do this shit again. "Yer," you know, it was louder. And after that, I was just like, "I'm Dizzy motherfucking Taylor. Like, you better get into this shit." And that's when I let the music kind of speak for itself. My music is very it's very hype. It's shit that like you could bump to, and then like at the same time my lyrics are very I'm not gonna say I'm the most lyrical, but at the same time, like, I have a lot of punchlines, and then I have like lyrics that you definitely got to go back and be like, "Oh shit." Like, you know what I'm saying? You ever had that "oh shit" moment? Like, the best rapper I could think of is like Lil Wayne. Like, he'll say some shit and it go over your head. You listen to it like a couple times, and then it just hits you, and you're like, "Oh my God."
Even years later.
Swear to God.
Like, yo, yeah. And you be thinking you know in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, I definitely feel you, bro.
Yeah, so I let my music speak for itself, and I was still fairly new to performance, so I don't think I have my legs under me yet to be like, "Yo, y'all still fucking with me," and shit like that. But they were showing a lot of love. Like, it was a huge pop. I had one of the loudest pops in the night, and I'm not even trying to, like, you know, be on some cocky shit.
So that must have been dope, because obviously, like, you grew up listening to him. Your brother was a big fan.
Yeah.
Walk me through like the 4-1 vibe, like, because that's a whole different audience, and they're like a newer. Critch been around for a while.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what was that like?
Excuse me. So I'll rewind a little bit before that. I had did a artist showcase at the Webster. Excuse me. And I performed. I did pretty good. It wasn't my best performance, if you want me to be honest. I did pretty good. There was places, first, second, third. I didn't even place, but I had a high score, like a pretty high score. I was a little bummed out I didn't place, but I didn't place. So I thought that was that. But then I want to say like a week or two later, somebody that worked at Concert Crave, the owners of the Webster, had hit me up and was like, "Yo, like, you want to open for 4-1?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" Like, what's the details? Like, you gotta just promise that you could sell a certain amount of tickets, sign a contract, this, that, and the third, and you good. So I was like, bet, sign the contract, send me the tickets, and then I sold out all my tickets pretty quickly, if you want me to be honest, because it's 4-1. Like, everybody trying to see 4-1. And it was at the main room at the Webster. So main room holds about 1,000 people, maybe more. I don't know. I think it's around 1,000 people. And I was the first one to go on. So at this point, I performed a decent amount, but this was my biggest show. And I was like,
how packed was the room at this point?
It was pretty close to full. I wouldn't say it was 1,000 people, but I'd probably be like 700, 800 right
Damn,
there.
that's a big. That's solid.
Yeah. Everybody hotboxing the room. Like, yo, you're not even supposed to smoke in here for real. They was boxing that shit. And called me up to the stage. I went up and I was like, did my normal thing, try to get the audience engaged. And I got a loud ass pop. I don't even know like if that was one of the weaker pops, like, you know what I'm saying? But like just comparing their weak pops to like the loudest pops I be getting at the shits that I be doing on the regular, that shit was crazy. And you just seeing everybody's flash on and shit. Like that was amazing. I did my songs. I did pretty good. I was very in my head about it because I just felt like I could do better. I'm always hard on myself, especially when it comes to performing. I was just like in my head like I could have done better. But I had like people in the crowd that I know that I didn't even know was there text me after the fact like, yo, like I didn't know you was about to open for 4-1. This shit's crazy. What the fuck? Like I had people I went to school with like, yo, like I would have never guessed. Like I would have never thought. And right when I got off stage, people was asking me for flicks and shit. Like, like they wanted to take pictures with me. And it was just a vibe the whole night, the rest of the night too. Everybody else that went on before me, they did their thing too.
That's fire, bro.
Yeah.
And so those performances, obviously, like as an artist, performance quality and like being able to rock a show and rock a crowd is something that, I mean, we look at some of the people that are biggest doing it, right? I mean, Gunna, Travis Scott, you know what I'm saying? You even looking like Bad Bunny. Like when they come out, it's like people are ready and dedicated and jumping up and down. You gotta have some influence. You gotta have the ability to communicate. You gotta be assertive, but you also don't want to be disrespectful to the people that are listening, especially when you're opening. Yeah. So that's a skill in itself. What I want to get into is you dropped a project in December.
Yeah.
Before the fourth quarter, right?
Yeah.
And 3 records. So tell me a little bit about that, right? Like tell me about that project. What made you want to name it that? Why'd you drop it at that time, aside from the obvious? And tell me more about that.
So before the fourth quarter is a play on a nickname that like a lot of my boys gave me. They like to call it like Damian Lillard type shit. So I was gonna come out with an album called Dame Time. And things just didn't go the way it's supposed to. So instead, I dropped the EP before the fourth quarter, saying that's kind of like it's supposed to be the intro into like Dame Time,
like before Dame Time.
Yeah,
I got you.
So I kept it nice and short, 3 tracks, and I was just talking, like the prowess of it. To be honest, is just me talking about like my life and shit, like what I gotta do to make ends meet, or what I had to do to make ends meet. You know what I'm saying?
Because the ends is touching now.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And you did creative for each of those, right?
I did what?
You said that you got creative like videos coming for each of those. Each of those records.
At the time of this recording, I got one that dropped today, and then
that's the one you showed us.
Yeah.
Fire.
And then I have one that I dropped 3 weeks ago, filmed by my boy SK Prods, and I got one on the way that's being filmed by my boy Tyler.
That's tough. And then he got his mans in here vlogging the interview, vlogging the CT vibe to New York. Then y'all going to the party tonight.
Hell yeah.
This
He's
dude's
the one who
having
made the
crazy
video
motion. Oh, that's lit.
that I'm dropping next
That's
month.
lit. Fire. You said Tyler?
Yeah.
Tough. Shout out Tyler, man. Tyler in the
Right.
building. So you got a lot going on into 2025. I mean, we're talking about getting into before the interview. 2025 is like the end of a chapter of a decade. You know, like next year is the start of something new. Like you've been doing music now for 10 years. The first year you were in music, let's rule that out. You're learning the way of the samurai. You're starting to get in the studio. You might not have really much figured out yet.
Yeah.
So what would you say? I've never asked this question before, but I'm gonna ask it in 2025. It's like, what do you say is like that last chapter of the book before you start writing the second book? It's like, what are the pieces that you feel like you want to focus on this year, or what you feel like you could add into that recipe that would just get you exactly where you want to be?
This year, I just want to be way more organized. I feel like that was the biggest thing holding me back and why I was inconsistent in the beginning of my career. Even though I did a better job, like I said, like going on year 8, 9, and 10 into my career. Even then, I still had like moments of inconsistency. Like even last year, I'm very proud of myself for what I did last year. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like just towards the end, I want to say between from like June to like November, where wasn't my best. I was gone. I didn't drop anything. I didn't drop anything till December, like I said, before the fourth quarter. And I know, I'm gonna say it again. I'm always hard on myself, so I know I could do better than that. So I feel like this year I'm just gonna be more organized in the sense that like I'm gonna have shit lined up. I'm gonna have songs lined up. I'm gonna have content lined up, as in like reels, videos, pictures, and I'm gonna have music videos lined up too. Because I went almost the whole 2024 not dropping a single music video, and I think that's unacceptable.
You gotta let them see you.
Nah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But that's good though. I mean, shit. Starting with the projects of the ideology of, hey, I'm gonna make a piece of creative for each of these pieces of content, each of these songs that I'm putting out. That's critical. And then these days, with things being so content heavy, which is gonna get us to the next point, it's like you have to be able to shoot content in a way that you can break it down and dissect it and push it out, because people aren't necessarily gonna sit and watch a 3-4 minute music video, but they'll sit and watch a 15-second reel 5 times. So how can you find the most engaging pieces of each, you know what I'm saying, and get it out there? So I think that's genius for you to be focused on that. One question that I wanted to ask you, like, in this day and age, right, like back in the day, there was a lot more like artist development with labels. There was, a lot more star power, I'd say. And I think that's because the accessibility was a lot less than it is now. There was no social media. Facts. There was shit. When Michael Jackson was coming, there was barely MTV in the very beginning. It's like the only time you saw your favorite artist was if you bought a ticket or if you turned on the TV and you saw them on the news or you saw them wherever it was.
Yeah.
So now, right, as an up-and-coming artist, in order to get the attention of labels, in order to take that next step in your career, you've got to wear so many different hats. You've got to understand how to do video. You've got to know a little bit about how to engineer, how to mix, how to master maybe, like, and then you got to make music.
And
you got to put drip. So tell me about doing that as an artist. What has that journey been like for you?
Yo, it's been crazy. In the earlier parts of my career, I was recording my own music, so I had to engineer my own music. I had to be the rapper. At the same time, I'm the one that has to push out all the content, so I got to be good at social media too. It's just like you said, older artists, like back in the day, they don't really got to worry about all that, but it be so, like, you got to wear so many hats. You got to be so versatile. Now, in this day and age, to be a rapper or to be a content creator in general, like, you just have to jump through mad hoops and shit.
Yeah.
And this is all just for the chance to blow up, the chance to be famous. And that's another thing, too. I feel like we're all trying to follow an algorithm, and that's why, like, this shit is getting watered down. You know what I'm saying? Like, the talent is probably like this high, and then like the algorithm is just pushing everybody else like up here. Like there's just a lot of people in a small pool.
Mm. So what do you think? Because I'm a glass half full kind of guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And in talking to you throughout and before the interview, I take you as a glass half full kind of guy too. So with there being a small pool and with there being a bunch of, let's just say, fish in this small pond, right?
Yeah.
What do you think the benefit is to the up and coming artist or to someone like yourself who is learning how to do all these different things, who's learning all these skills? Like, what do you think the good side of that is?
Don't get me wrong. There are goods to it. The biggest thing for me is that you'll get to a point learning all this shit. You'll know if you're getting fucked over or somebody else is doing it for you. Like there's been times where like I said, I know how to audio engineer. It's to a like my ceiling is like I've hit my ceiling if you want me to be honest. So I'm still trying to learn how to get past that.
Ceiling in what?
Audio engineering.
Oh, okay.
But even then, like I could go to a studio and I could have them mix something for me, and then just tell that like this shit is not good quality. This isn't a quality. Like my biggest thing is if I could do the quality myself, I'm not gonna go to you. So if you're making quality that's the same tier as me, I'm gonna just go somewhere else.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, that's why I'm very picky with like the studios I go to.
And also from a standpoint of like delegation as well. I feel like when you're a lot of artists, you hear these horror stories about artists back in the day, like being in these crazy ass deals and like because all they were just a star. They made music. They didn't really care to learn the camera. They didn't really care to know how shit was going on recording wise or what was going on with the business. They were just artists. And I feel like now it's like because artists are forced to have to be influencers, content creators, you know, fashion icons, fucking everything, wear all these different hats, you learn how to delegate because at the end of the day, you can do your own quality control. Exactly. So you can start your own label if you want. Because in trying to build your career up, you're learning how to run marketing campaigns. You're learning how to, you know what I'm saying, creative direct. So I think the benefit of that, one, a downside is it takes away from your actual craft.
For sure. We always talk about the positives in social media, but like from a content creation standpoint, I feel like we just don't really talk about the negative. That's why I'm like, the algorithm, like so many times I've seen like videos and stuff and they'd be like, this is how you're supposed to do this. This is how you're supposed to do that. And it'd be like how to post, what hashtags to use. And it's like, dog, you doing all this for just the slightest chance to blow. Like, be yourself. That's the biggest thing. Just be you. Like, the real's gonna fuck with real eventually.
Facts. Real shit.
Yeah.
It all, what's it, like the gravitational pull of realness is pretty strong.
Hell yeah.
Definitely. I rock with that. So, few questions I want to ask, man, before we get out of here, bro. I mean, I forgot, man. We on Cut Different TV, right? Okay, cool. So everybody that comes up here, man, first and foremost, before I even ask Dizzy or we even go any further, if you still haven't hit subscribe and you watched all the way to this point, I mean, they must be hating at this point.
Swear to God.
How you gonna sit around and watch an interview this long and you ain't hit like, they ain't comment nothing, they ain't subscribe?
Yeah, that'd be enough.
Man, hit that big red button, man. But anyways, we ask everybody that comes up here a very special question, Dizzy, and I really want you to think about it because, yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Sebastian Ryder. Really appreciate y'all tuning into today's interview. Just wanted to take a quick second to shout out one of our partners, CapCut. If you're looking for a platform that's going to be easy to use and that's going to allow you to take long-form content and chop it up into bite-sized clips, look no further than CapCut. It's truly got everything that you need to take a simple piece of content and make it exciting, more engaging, and drive more eyes to your brand or business. I hope that you gain as much value out of this platform as we do at Cut Different TV. Back to the interview. There's a lot of different ways that you can go with this.
Yeah.
You know, but the world is watching. They're watching now and they're going to continue to watch.
Hell yeah.
So what makes Dizzy Taylor cut different?
Bro, you said it yourself. There's many ways I could go with this. I could even just start from the music standpoint. Like, I have the sound of the new generation, but like lyrically, I'm not with the new generation. Like I said, I got punchlines still. My stuff isn't really filled with like brain rot. It's a lot of like lyrics that could go over your head and punchlines, and I don't know. I take my craft seriously with that, and then just my mindset. I'm in a different headspace than a lot of these artists. A lot of people are thinking about the end goal, thinking about the good life, and I'm thinking about the next day, what we supposed to do to get to here. Like, I'm thinking about business. I'm Mr. No Days Off. Feel me? Like, I don't know how to take days off. All I do is work, and I love what I do. I can say that with my heart, my whole passion. This is my passion. Like I love this shit. You feel me?
That's what makes them cut different.
Yeah.
That's fire, bro. I rock with that, man. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. That's tough. So, okay. Now, welcome to Cut Different family. You officially in. So, for everybody else that's been watching this that's already a part of the Cut Different family, we like to get a better understanding of, we want to see, like, what a day in the life is like for Dizzy Taylor. Obviously, today you woke up with the gang. Y'all said, all right, we about to head to New York.
Yeah.
We about to vibe out. We got this plan. We got this party going on. But tell me what like a Tuesday looks like for Dizzy Taylor. Like, you wake up and then you go to sleep. What happens in between that?
Bruh, like a normal day, you saying like if I don't got like a show or some shit like that?
You tell me.
Shit.
Would
like,
you have a show on a Tuesday?
Probably not.
Nah.
Probably not. I'm gonna keep it aside. Probably not. Shit, normal Tuesday, I'll wake up, right? I write like crazy. I get inspiration from anything. Like, I can see some shit on TV and be like, yo, I could put that in a song. So I'll write like crazy. I probably write like 3 hours a day. Could 3 to 6, maybe 3 to 6 hours a day. I'd be writing. So, or I'm just like beat searching. I'm not gonna lie. It's not gonna be a fun packed day. Like a lot of my days be boring because I just be writing music. So I'll write music, or sometimes I'll go to my brother AZ's house. He's a rapper too, and I'll engineer his music, and I'll engineer music that like I've recorded at his spot too. Shit like that. Or I'll just be coming up with new ideas. I'm always brainstorming. I always got list on my phone of like goals I need to do and how I might get there. Like, I just wrote out kind of like an itinerary for like the year. I have it like half planned out of like shows at this date, when I'm gonna be out of state, songs that are about to drop, music videos that are about to drop, like shit like that.
Word.
Yeah, so
Sounds like a pretty artistic focused day.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So it's not the most glamorous day, but at the same time, like I said, I'm always working.
Yeah.
Even when I'm not working, I'm working.
I love that. I love that. And so I know that you mentioned that you've got a few exciting things coming up. Obviously, you've got some music coming in April, and then you're performing at a festival in Connecticut as well.
Yes, sir.
So tell me a little bit about that before we get out of here. And maybe if you want to give, you know, your new fan base or your fan base that's already tapping into you because they already are in love with the sound, give them something that they could leave with that maybe they could apply to their life.
Okay. So not next month. Damn. April is far away. Damn.
Oh, yeah. But January went by like that.
Yeah. So in April I got a song called Ballers that I'm about to drop. It's very different from the music that I usually drop. It's actually more lighthearted. And I'm gonna go out to Florida actually and record a video for that. So that's about to be lit. And then in May, I'm gonna be performing at YTH Fest, which is ran by Donzi LP. It's a festival that he does at the Webster annually. I think this is like the 4th year, and yeah, that's about to be a vibe. So I should definitely be on the lookout for that too. And the biggest thing I could say, be yourself. Like, and as an artist, you don't got to be a perfectionist. You don't have to be a perfectionist. I felt like I was chasing perfection for so long, and it was driving me insane. And now, I be dropping shit with the breaths in it. I be dropping shit that's not fully mixed. I be dropping shit that's not fully mastered. Like, art isn't perfect, and if art was perfect, then it would be artificial.
Damn. You said what? Say it again.
Art isn't perfect, and if it was perfect, it'd be artificial.
It would be artificial. Damn. Woo. He said, what that's basically what you're saying is if the grass is greener on the other side, that's because it's fake.
Hell yeah.
I feel that, bro. I respect that, and I respect the authenticity and, you know what I'm saying, putting creativity into the art and accepting that, you know, their perfect doesn't exist. Yeah. You know, there's always going to be a different bar that we set for ourselves, but I respect and admire, you know, that feedback and advice that you give. You feel me?
Thank you.
But, man, we got Dizzy Taylor in the building, man. Thank you for joining us.
Yo, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And I go by the name of Sebastian Ryder. And wait, hold on. Where can they find you at? Where, like, if they looking for Dizzy Taylor, how can they find you?
Well, if you're looking for my music, just search up Dizzy Taylor. Like, I'm going to be the first one that pops up. You can search me up on Google, too. You'll find me. And
He said Google me.
I swear to God, you could Google me. You'll find me.
What about Yahoo?
He said Bing.
Shit. Anything, man. You'll find me. Shit, even ChatGPT, you'll find me. But my IG is Dizzy Taylor _
Beautiful.
And to be honest, low key, if you search me up as Dizzy Taylor on IG, you'll find me too.
Type shit.
Yeah.
Word up, man. Well, we appreciate you coming on again. It's been a beautiful episode of Cut Different TV. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that, you know what I'm saying, subscribe, join the Cut Different family. And we're going to have some links below, too, if you want to check out what Dizzy got going on. And thank y'all again for tuning in, man. We outside.
Yes, sir.
For sure.